Welcome to the Movie Draft Podcast. I'm Ethan Simi, and today I am joined by three wonderful guests. First up, returning guest and brutal boy, brutal girl, maybe. Jury's still out. Kasey Dunifer. Hello, Kasey.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
Next up is another returning guest, Bob Goochman.
YOLO. Is that what they were doing in 2015? I can't remember. I
Yeah,
can't remember what
I feel like
the trend
dapping was around. Is probably doing that and planking. I think that was around that era.
Okay.
Right? We're just
Well, I can't do
anywhere.
that. I can't make that work on a webcam. So
That's a tough sell. And finally, we do have a first-time guest. Van watches movies.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Absolutely. Today, we are drafting 2015 movies in a regular style draft. Van, I'll start with you. Welcome to the pod, man. First time being on the Movie Draft Podcast. How are you?
I'm doing good. Very excited to be here, talking some movies.
Cool. Yeah, I'm stoked to have you on. I know we had kind of connected like a month or two ago surrounding The Brutalist, and we were talking about this.
We did.
And then, and then I wanted you on the show, and, topics and themes changed a little bit, but you were flexible, and I appreciate you coming on for this one. Speaking of The Brutalist, Kasey, hello.
Hello.
How are you feeling after the Brutalist debacle? Do you stand by your actions here on the show, or can we get like a in the moment update?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I fucked up. I didn't know how to draft. Now I know. But really, like, it wasn't far off from what I wanted. Brutalist wasn't my
Wow.
number one. It was my number 3. So I'll settle for number 5. Sorry to crush your dreams.
That's crazy.
But I appreciate you, having me back and, not feeling too hurt.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, honestly, I think you're in pretty good company because the episode that airs before this episode features our most infamous guest, Kevin Mikos. He was originally, I think, banned for a lifetime on this show, and then I brought him back. So anything's really possible here. It doesn't really matter what you do. But, we're still friends, Kasey, at the end of the day.
Okay.
The Brutalist really just brings
it.
people together, even if they're on the opposite sides of it. Speaking of collaborative drafts, Gooch, we were just talking before we started recording, and you were like, I don't know if I could ever do a collaborative draft. So I know you've been on here for auction. This is your first regular draft. And I guess we'll have to get you back on for a collab draft in the future.
collab sounds horrifying. But that's just me. Ethan, I want to congratulate you before we move forward. First win
Gooch,
on the draft.
Listen, if you're not being totally authentic right now,
You got the Spider-Man kiss. That's like it was game over from there.
That's not your first win, is it?
I can't tell you how much that means.
It's been like, what was the stat?
It's been like 247 days or 274 days or something.
But who's counting?
Definitely not me at all. That was my third win ever. We are 60 episodes in. This is episode 60 of the Movie Draft Podcast. And I've ever only won 3 times, and that was it. So it feels good. Gooch, I just can't. I'm almost brought to tears. I'm moved by your friendliness right now.
Well, you're going to get back on the losing streak here. So got to butter you up first.
I'm just going to ask, is this part of the strategy? And it obviously so notably is. I should have known. From the start. Are you guys ready to draft? Are we ready to do this?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah? Okay, you guys are feeling ready. Van, I'll start with you. 2015, who were you in 2015? What did movies mean to you then? Were you watching movies back then? Is this a year that you've seen a lot of movies from? Give us the round story here.
Yeah, I saw a lot of movies this year specifically because I started working in a movie theater during that year as a projectionist. So whatever movies came out, I pretty much had to watch in theaters. So I watched a lot of movies that year. But I feel like I'm pretty good on movies this specific year, 2015, maybe even up to like 2020, I would say. That's when I stopped working at a theater, but I've still kept up with stuff pretty consistently. I don't have to watch everything now, but I mean, those were the times I'd say like I was really getting into film specifically.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So it sounds like 2015 you may be well suited for. And
yeah, you sent me the list of what options I had. I was like, 2015, I'm in.
That's the one. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's really exciting. That's interesting. I wonder, what that will bring to this draft. Kasey, same question to you. Who were you in 2015?
Yeah, well, actually, 2015 was a really special year because it was the year I started dating my now husband,
Okay.
and he's a movie guy, so we went to a lot of movies together. So a lot of these films hold some sentimental value. So
Oh,
there's
interesting.
some that I'm really hoping I get. So yeah, 2015 was a big year, and I think I've seen, yeah, a lot of the big movies from then. So
Okay. Sentimental value brought into a draft. I will just, I will warn, it's a slippery slope. I've done it
I know.
before and I've lost heavy-handedly. So
So
I
have I. It
hope the
happened to
best. I hope
me my first time, so
Yeah, this is true.
I know how it
Yeah.
feels.
I hope the best for you.
Thank
Sophie
you.
would be proud. A little bit of draft with your heart action here. Gooch, 2015, who were you? What did movies mean to you back then?
I want to be clear. I think this is a great movie year. This was
Hmm.
probably my worst movie watching year of my life. I was middle of college back in my home state, University of Kentucky, studying all the time. If I'm not studying, I'm probably not going to the movies either, like that year, like just a lot going on. I love these movies. I wish I'd been to the theater more than like 15 times that year, but that's just how it shook out.
Mm-hmm.
So this was fun to look back on and just like remember which ones did I see in a theater more than anything else.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, it's always interesting to go back and look at the year that we're drafting and try to figure out like what you actually did see in a theater and what like resonated with you in that year specifically. 2015, I was 21. I had just recently gotten married. I was a year away from graduating college. I was working and I don't think I was watching movies. And so quite famously, I didn't really start watching movies until like 2018, 2019, like on a serious
Oh,
scale.
wow.
So anything that I saw in 2015, and I'm going through this list. I've seen a lot of things from this year. Obviously, 9 years ago now, 10 years ago now, you have a lot of time to catch up. I think I saw maybe two of these movies in theaters. Like I just can't, I don't know, maybe three. I just can't really recall. So my connection to this year is just watching all of these very late and within actually probably the last few years. Now that I'm looking at all the things I've logged on Letterboxd, it actually is, yeah, within the last few years. So I feel like we all have something different we're bringing to this draft. Little kind of personal spaces and adorations based on who we were in 2015. I'll put this one out to the group. Question I ask every episode of the Movie Draft Pod. Strategies. Any strategies we're willing to share? Kasey, are you really going to go heart over head here with some of your picks?
Yeah, I think I pretty much lead with my heart, honestly, not to get too cheesy with it. I think I will go that route, but there's one category I'm really worried about, and I'm not going to tell you guys because I don't trust you. I
Interesting.
have trust issues.
For no particular reason
Yeah.
whatsoever, not attributed to this show.
Right.
I agree with you. There's one, if not two categories that I am really shallow in, that I'm kind of freaking out.
Right. So
Gooch,
there aren't
Van?
vetoes or anything in this?
No. No
Okay.
vetoes here. No superpowers, no abilities, straight up draft. Once a movie is taken,
Okay.
it's off the board. I will go through the rules here in just a minute.
Okay.
It would be fun to do a regular draft with some vetoes in the future. That could be a great idea. So we'll see. We'll see what's in the cards. Gooch, Van, any categories you guys are a little worried about? Any strategies you guys are trying to employ?
I thought the box office and comedy categories were harder personally, just because comedies, I feel like Gooch was saying this was like a famously good year. And I definitely agree with him on that. Like just all around great year. But like I was looking at comedies for that year and it was hard thinking of like one that I really remember being good. And then box office, it's like anything that did do over 100 million was just franchise movies all around.
Definitely. I would say a pretty wide swath of like 100 million plus domestically. Like we've got a lot of movies to choose from. They might not be great quality, but we do have a lot to choose from. Yeah. Is this a great movie year? Is an interesting question. Gooch, do you have any categories that you're struggling with?
Not
that you're nervous
really.
about?
No. I feel like there are a lot of movies from this year that are pretty versatile that you can kind of plug and play in a lot of different spots. Like, I think that the like high earners, like the ones especially out of the franchise film stuff, good movies. Like if you go to like top 10 box office earners now, 8 out of 10 are going to be kind of slop. Like it's just sloppy slop. And I feel like this year, top 10, if you go through it, I bet half of them, if not more, are like good movies.
Yeah. I wouldn't disagree. I think it's a pretty good year for movies, actually, overall. I think in terms of like, especially in terms of Marvel, that I thought was noticeable is like, I'm pretty sure this is the beginning of phase 2, if I'm not mistaken, on when the phases kind of rolled out. We got Ant-Man, we got Avengers Age of Ultron. Like, that was pretty fun. I remember seeing Ant-Man in the theater, and I was just like, wow, that's cool. Like a superhero that turns into an ant. And now I have lost all of that youthful bliss of
You found out about Edgar Wright, didn't you?
Yeah.
You saw some Edgar Wright movies, and then you were like, I want
Exactly.
that one instead.
That is what happened. Yeah, I became more cultured, unfortunately, and I realized what the slop was being fed to me, and it was not what I wanted. So, yeah, that's a good shout there. Okay, so let's think here. Did you guys do any prep work? Did you guys watch any new films for this, or did you just rely on what you've already seen?
I watched Carol today.
Ooh,
Nice.
ooh, exciting.
Carol's a banger,
Yes,
too.
it's one of my girlfriend's favorites, so I felt obliged.
That's a good one.
Okay.
I
See if
watched
that
a
gets
movie
drafted.
today as well. Kind of, I had never heard of it until I started looking up movies. It's called 45 Years. You guys heard of
Okay.
this?
I've heard of it, not seen it.
Yeah, so it's the same director as All of Us Strangers. It was pretty good.
Ooh, interesting. 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew High.
Yeah.
Is it Hayes? Highs? Oh, is it High?
I wasn't gonna try to say it, so
Okay. Charlotte Rampling. Interesting. I have never heard
Yeah.
of it.
yeah, I hadn't either, but yeah, it was pretty good.
Wow. Cool. Okay. I will not be drafting it in this draft, but more proud of you if you
Good to
dig
know.
it. I did not watch anything for this draft. I had essentially, I'll give the listeners a little bit of behind the scenes here. We have assembled this drafting team within the matter of the last 48 hours. And I appreciate all of you here on this show for making the time, being flexible. With that being said, there was like one free night of like, hey, if there's one 2015 movie that you want to watch that you think you're going to draft, now's your opportunity. Last night, I needed a little self-care, and I needed to finish my Hogwarts castle that I've been working on for far too long for Legos, and so I built that, and I put Step Brothers on, and that's how I spent my time last night. So I did not do anything to prepare for this draft, except just kind of list out some movies. Hopefully, I've seen enough. Hopefully, I've seen the right ones. I will say, from a strategy perspective, I'm a little bit nervous. Listeners of this show know, 2015, big year for like Ethan core movies. There's 2 here specifically. Pretty infamous for my personality. And if I don't get them, we might, I don't know. Like, I don't know what'll happen. I also am trying to come into this with an open mind. If I don't get them, maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's paving a way towards a better win. So jury's out on how this 2015 draft will shake out for me in particular. Are you guys ready to go over the rules for the draft and start drafting? Yes. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. In order to be eligible for this draft, a film must have had a regular non-festival release in the year 2015. We are going to be using Letterboxd to determine this. If you go to the details tab on the Letterboxd page of a movie, it should show you when the U.S. Primary release date was. I know listeners of this show know that there have been a few instances here with category fraud when it comes to release year. I'm just telling you guys right now, I just had my triple espresso. I can't handle any of that. Don't play with me. Don't toy with me. Just don't make me do the logistical research. Don't take me to the stand on this one. So we're going to stick with that. It is a regular draft, meaning we're each going to be drafting teams of 6 films, and we have 6 categories: drama, comedy, action, horror, Oscar nom, box office of $100 million or more domestically, and a wild card, of course. Got to have the wild card. Those are our standard 6 categories we generally employ when it comes to a regular style draft. Do you guys have any questions before I spin the wheel of names here?
Can I go
No.
first?
This is a great question, which has actually never been asked before. What if I just said yes? What if I was just like,
Let him go
thanks for
first.
asking.
I want him to go first.
No. That will curse my draft. No. The wheel. You have to respect the odds and let the universe go to work.
We'll see what the universe says to that request, because in my opinion, there's a clear first pick. Like
Yeah.
2015 had some unbelievable movies. Let's just put it that way. Like the cream of
But,
the
like,
crop
one
is
sticks
really, really the cream of the crop, but one is entirely identifiable as the movie. Curious, whoever goes first, if that will be on the table or not. Okay, I've got the wheel of names. Nothing crazy. We're just going proper name, capital first letter, and lowercase the rest. Okay, spinning the wheel. It is live on video, I swear.
Let's go.
Wow.
Go.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. I'm
Okay.
so psyched. I wanted to go first.
Wow. Gooch, this proves that the wheel listens and you do not get what you request.
Yeah, but see, if I had taken it, I would have taken something that she deserved, and then it would have come back to me.
Come on, go. Oh, nice. Okay. So Casey's going to get to go first. I'm going to go second. We've got the wheel spinning here for third or fourth. Wow. That's just...
Wow, Gooch is
write it.
last.
Couldn't write a
And
better
you want to
tragedy.
go first.
Reverse psychology.
I didn't say I wanted to. I just asked if I could.
Oh, interesting.
The wheel said
okay.
no.
Yeah, and the wheel said no. All right, let me fill out the draft here. That means, Kasey, you're going to be going first. I will be going second. We are going Van third, and Gooch is going to be going fourth. Now, of course, with the fourth pick does come the benefit of the turn, and you'll get the double pick. Could be beneficial. We shall see. Are you guys ready to draft?
Let's go
Let's
for
do
it.
it.
Okay,
YOLO.
let's embark on the 2015 movie draft. Kasey, you have the first overall pick in the 2015 movie draft.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm picking. But the category I was really worried about was box office, because I'm looking at these and I'm like, I don't like any of these movies besides one, which is Mad Max Fury Road. So I will be drafting that.
God damn it,
Sorry,
that's
guys.
the movie.
I mean, you have to, right? And that was the first film that I saw in theaters with my husband. So there's some
Oh, wow.
sentimentality there. Yeah.
Oh my!
And actually, it was crazy when we saw it because, I mean, it's a pretty intense movie, right? And we were just like really in it, and all of a sudden the screen goes black and the fire alarms are going off, and we have to like there was like a fire, and so we have to evacuate, and then we come back in and just like start the film again. It was a wild experience.
I need to know what part of the movie that happens in. Like, what part did that like the alarm go off? I need to
Yeah,
know where
no.
like the pacing
Yeah,
stopped.
we need context here.
Right. I'll have to ask my husband. He definitely has better memory than I do. But yeah, it was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, so sorry
Well,
for you guys.
I mean, yeah, we all agree that's
it,
the one, right?
That's
That is
number
the
one.
That,
Yeah.
that was the one I was going for.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
just
Of course.
monumental, like changed the game, you know?
Of course. Now, I will say, this does open an interesting conversation. I'd be curious to see where all of us lie on this this little fork in the road that I want to take for just a brief second. So, Kasey, you drafted this in box office, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that bad?
No. This is great. I just find it intriguing. So, Mad Max Fury Road, the 21st ranked film in domestic box office for 2015, makes $153.6 million. Notably, last year, we get Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Yeah.
This movie makes a mere $67 million at the box office. So almost $100 million less than Mad Max Fury Road.
Right. It's a tragedy.
I agree. I could not agree more. When I saw Furiosa a second time, I did the double bill. I saw Furiosa and I was like, I get it now, because I didn't really like it the first time. And then I saw it again and I was like, I get it. And then I watched Mad Max Fury Road as soon as I got home and I was like, oh wow, like these mean something. Where are you guys at? Which one's better, Fury Road or Furiosa?
I see them as one movie, to be honest.
I love
Oh,
that. I love that take.
Like,
it's
don't get me
interesting you
wrong,
say that.
The first time I saw Furiosa, the first hour is like, I mean, you don't see Anya for like a full hour.
Yeah.
I was really just waiting for her to show up. So the first hour I was like waiting for her to show up. And then I thought, okay, like not as good as Fury Road, but still good. The next night I go to see it immediately again with my girlfriend. And I had that in my mind, don't expect Anya for another hour. And I just enjoyed it a lot more. I was just like, it's the same movie, but you know what it is going into it. The minute I finished it, I was like, gosh, I want to watch Fury Road immediately. So
yeah,
I see it as one movie, to be honest.
That's
Do you
interesting.
know that I think George Miller pitched it the same way that the Wachowskis pitched the Matrix series, which was like he wanted multiple films and then an anime series lined up with it. So that's probably how he intended it. Like he wanted the Mad Max to come out, the prequel to come out, and then an animated series to like span the gap, which is crazy.
Interesting.
Give us the anime.
Are you an Animatrix truther, Gooch?
Yeah, I mean the animation, like even if the stories are just like disjointed and kind of don't make sense sometimes and are boring, the animation is so good.
I like the Animatrix.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. But yeah, actually Furiosa, I've only seen it once. I don't think it's better than Fury Road, but weirdly enough, now that I think about it, another immersive experience because I was at a movie theater that serves food, and so I'm like eating food. And there's like waiters. I don't know if you guys have theaters like that.
No, Portland sucks. We do not.
Okay. Yeah. The one good thing about Iowa is this theater. But so I was like eating something that was like very salty. And I think I asked for water 20 times. And I'm like pressing this button, just like, please water. And I was like, are they doing this on purpose? Like the water wars? And so it was very immersive. But it pissed me off. Yeah. So I think I need to watch it again and have a full jug of water next to me.
Yeah, it's probably planned that way. I think that's great. I like you, Van. I went into Furiosa and I was like, where is Anya? Like, where's the road? Like, where are the things that I know? And it was not that. And I was like pretty bummed out. And then I saw it again a few days later because I knew what to expect going into it. And I was like, oh, this is just like a biblical epic. That's just like what we're doing. And I was like, oh my, okay. It works as a biblical epic. And then I was actually in San Diego at a Noah Kahn concert for my wife. I kid you not, the minute the concert finished and we started walking out, I got the notification that the Steelbook for Furiosa went on sale at Walmart.com. I've never pre-ordered something so fast. So I have a great little attachment to this movie as well. I think Furiosa is better, which I think is like an interesting take. But I think that this is one of the modern day conversations. People kind of respect both sides. It's not like, no, you have to think this way or the other. Like Van's kind of onto something where it's like, it's all kind of like one movie and it all works on different levels. All that to say, Kasey drafted Mad Max Fury Road, the movie that I wanted.
Movie everyone wanted.
Yeah, it is. Okay, let me just go to my draft prep notes and black it out from all of the categories that it was eligible for. If you give me a moment here. Dang it. I don't know why.
But now I have
fall.
to wait. I have to wait like 6 turns before I go again, right?
Yeah.
So I had to make it worth it. I had to, because it'll be.
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. I mean, I think
so. A lot could happen in between now.
By the way, you guys remember that guitarist in Mad Max Fury Road?
Oh yeah, he's in
you
too.
What?
Guy.
He's in you too?
What band is he in? He's in a band. I think it was you too.
Him and Riley Keough met on that set and got married. Like
wow.
months later.
I
know.
Love a Riley Keough shout. That's incredible.
He's got a cameo in The Great Gatsby too. He's the guy that plays the organ.
Oh, what a personality.
This is incredible.
See, Mad Max is the perfect like movie to bring people together. Perfect date night.
Yeah. I'll say if I tried to show my wife Mad Max Fury Road, she'd check out about 10 minutes.
No, I thought
really
the same
vibe.
thing. Tell her it's a feminist story because it really is.
Oh,
yeah.
That's how I got my girlfriend into it.
100%.
She loved it, and she watched Furiosa as well, and she was really into both of them.
Okay. Okay. So for my draft pick, I am gonna go with the movie that I have to have, and it will come as no surprise to probably you guys, and if not anybody else. I'm gonna be taking it in drama because I feel like Oscar nom box office pretty stacked. I don't think this even applies for box office, but I will be taking. Hold on, can I vet this information before I say it on the pod and make an ass out of myself? You guys have to give me a second.
I want to guess what you're gonna pick, but I also don't want to tip.
Yeah, I'm worried it might be a certain movie. But
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that I didn't misremember. Hold on. 2016 Academy Awards. That seems important. Okay, good. I did remember correctly. And, deservedly so, in my opinion. I'll be taking Best Picture winner spotlight. They knew!
yeah,
They knew the whole time! and they let it happen. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a perfect film. I'm a sucker for journalism films. This is as good as it gets. And this is a true, to me, they don't make them like they used to. Like, we're just firing on all cylinders from all actors, and Liev Schreiber just comes in like halfway through the movie and cooks, and like it's just a great movie. So
yeah, it is perfect. I'm glad you took it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the vote of confidence.
Someone asked me what my comfort film is today, and I said Spotlight, which is kind of weird, but
ooh, that's good.
I mean, there's something about it, like they don't make them like they used to, and I'm also super into journalism movies, like All the President's Men, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is it a dialogue thing? Because I feel like with movies that are super like cozy movies to me, comfort movies are really dialogue heavy movies, like The Social Network. I watch that like once a month.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Just Aaron Sorkin ASMR.
Yeah, pretty much.
Steve Jobs is in there.
Yeah. Totally. Gooch, is this what you were going to guess for me to pick?
No, it wasn't.
Oh.
I'm happy it wasn't too.
I think I know what you were going to guess, and I hope it's on the comeback. I don't know. We shall see.
Great film, though. Rachel McAdams, one of our best.
Oh.
She needs
my gosh.
Lovely lady.
What a great movie.
And this was like kind of like
know her.
Right at the start of the Katana-sans. Like, this is like kicking it off. Like that, Birdman, like he really started going on a run here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he really did. Did Spotlight win any? I think wasn't Spotlight the first movie to go screenplay Best Picture and not pick up any acting wins, which kind of like broke the mold a little bit.
I have no idea.
If I remember correctly, I'm trying to look, but
that's kind of crazy though. If it had no actors nominated, like
so I think it did have actors
Mark
nominated. Ruffalo nominated, McAdams nominated, but it won Best Original Screenplay and Best Picture, which obviously, as we know now, going into the 2025 Academy Awards, this episode will air 2 days after the Academy Awards happen. So I don't know if this is still true or not, but incredibly difficult to achieve a screenplay win and a Best Picture win. That is just like a monstrously difficult task. So fascinating. That's bad.
I picked looking now. It says it cleaned up at the Boston Society of Film Critics Awards. Yeah.
That's what matters the most. Those are the people that matter.
That's what matters.
Incredible. Okay. Thanks, guys. I feel good. I like that pick. Van, you are up.
Oh, man. Do I have to go with one specific category that I can, like, if there's one movie that can work for two categories, is drama like the best one to go with first just to kind of lock it in?
I hate to be that guy, but I'm not going to give you any advice. You're
on
your own,
Learn
man.
the hard way.
You guys are going to have to let me know if this... All right, screw it. I'm just going to go. I'm going to play it safe.
Okay.
I'm going to play drama. And funny enough, we were just talking about Aaron Sorkin, but Steve Jobs.
Damn it.
Thank you.
You kidding me? How is that not... Why? Dang it.
I was going to go with another movie, but I'm thinking I could play that for action because I feel like there's enough action in it that I was like, I don't know which category to put it in.
Okay. This really already proving to be a draft of like, damn, I wish I could just draft my 10 favorite movies from this year.
Sorry, can you clarify which 2015 Steve Jobs movie you were taking?
There's only one that came out in 2015. The other one came out in 2013, I think. You're talking about the one with Ashton Kutcher, right?
Yes. There's also another one, if you didn't know, starring Justin Long.
Oh my God, seriously? The king of horror?
I swear to God.
Does he get killed?
Is it a horror movie?
Like,
yeah. I do think his is like comedic for some reason.
Oh, very strange.
Yes.
I'm looking for it right now. I don't see it anywhere.
The Justin Long thing?
Yeah. Oh, no. I found it. Steve.
Yes, that's what it is.
It came
What
out
a
the
name.
same year
That's
as the
nuts.
one with Ashton Kutcher. A comedic look at the life of Steve Jobs. One person I follow has seen it. That's it.
Ooh, I do not like Justin Long as Steve Jobs. I'm looking at Google Images right now and I'm scared.
It's awful.
You're like, I don't like that.
I kind of want to watch it now.
Man. Dang. Is this the only Sorkin movie from this year that like he's attached to?
from
I think
2015.
so.
I think so. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
he
Dang.
didn't write The Big Short?
That was
Did he?
McKay.
No,
Wasn't
I think
that was
McKay. I think
McKay
Okay.
McKay wrote
adaptation.
it.
Okay.
Let's just. We don't need to say The Big Short and get that in people's heads. We can just keep that on the down low, and
Okay.
that way it can just come back around.
Sure.
Yeah, Van, this is just an incredible pick. It's a 5-star movie. It's
Yeah,
I don't know what else
it's
to say.
that movie kind of that was again the year that I really started getting into film, and I remember Social Network really blew my mind when I watched it again because I watched it upon release, and then this was a movie that came out at the theater I worked at. I watched it, and then I was like, "This is really good. I got to see what other stuff Aaron Sorkin's written." And funny enough, it was The Social Network, and then I got really into that, and then I got really into The West Wing. So, kind of my introduction to his work. But yeah, I love this movie. It's great.
Is this the best role that Seth Rogen has ever had?
It might be.
Was?
As
What
well.
about as
Yeah,
Steve, as Steven Spielberg's stepfather?
Yeah.
I
an
forgot about
interesting
that role,
movie.
to be honest.
No, but this
He's
I
in
do
Donnie
agree.
Darko.
No, this is great. Yeah,
It's
no,
true.
He's phenomenal in this.
I would say like Fabelman's is second for sure, but I think it's hard to beat this. It's hard to beat this. Dang. All right. I don't know why I had hope.
The real question is this Fassbender's best role? The movie requires him to be acting. He's on screen for 80% of the movie, 90%.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Ooh, well, but then the killer exists, you know?
Inglourious Bastards is right there, but he's not the lead either.
Yeah. This is like
Actually,
heavy
yeah.
lifting for an actor. I mean, he's got to do everything in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The entire movie revolves around him. It really is like he's kind of carrying the whole movie, really.
Okay.
I don't think they ever leave him for 1 minute, do they?
I don't think they do, because the entire thing is like from his perspective,
Hmm.
where it's like 3 stages of like 3 major release from Apple, I think is what it was. So there's like one in the 80s, 2000s, no, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, I think.
Yeah, the 90s one is like when he does like that other company and they like come and get him back. He's
Yeah.
got like the black box or something. I can't remember what it's called.
Let me float out this question. If Ridley Scott makes the third David focused alien movie, could you amass and say like David trilogy is the best he's ever been?
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, obviously we don't get that. We don't get the David trilogy. We just have the duel. Yeah, I think it's up there.
I still think Steve Jobs, it depends on how good the third movie would be, to be honest. Like, he's pretty damn good in both the Prometheus and Covenant, but Steve Jobs, he's so strong, and it's kind of hard to beat that for me.
He is so good.
He's a robot
Need to watch it
acting
again.
like fucking Lawrence of Arabia. It's crazy. It's an absurd performance.
He's
It
awesome
is.
in Lawrence of Arabia. Or not Lawrence of Arabia, in Prometheus, acting like he's in Lawrence of Arabia.
It's crazy.
Okay. Steve Jobs off the table. I'd say that. I mean, we'll see what Gooch picks here, but I think the 3 bigs are kind of off. I don't know if you can include Spotlight in that. I mean, it did win Best Picture, so I feel like that's warranted. Gooch, you have a double pick though.
I do have a double pick. This is tough.
I'm a little bit worried. I feel like you are giving off like mischievous vibes right now. It's freaking me out.
So I'm gonna go my wild card round.
What the fuck is happening? See?
No, I can't do this. I was
Okay.
gonna pick Back to the Future too. The most 20. Literally, they're in 2015. The whole movie.
That would have been a
It's
good
about how
pick.
cool 2015. But once you let off, this was on my list, but then you let off with it had to be released in 2015. I was like, well, that now Back to the Future, Zemeckis has character concerns and he's off my board.
I would not allow you to pick that Zemeckis film, but if you would like to pick the Polar Express, I will allow it. Zemeckis is best.
Agree to disagree. So I'm gonna go. Damn. I have so many movies that can float around in different spots that it's hard to almost pick where I want to go.
Mhm.
I'll go Oscar nom, just because I want to shout out the Oscar nom with the movie. And that movie is The Hateful Eight. That nomination and that win was for Signore Ennio Morricone, which phenomenal work. Went like his whole life without winning an Oscar. Absurd. But I love The Hateful Eight. I know some people think it's a weak Tarantino. every time I watch it, I like it even more. The rollout with that release too was incredible. Rolling around those big 70 millimeter prints. Yeah, that's what they were. Just incredible stuff. I went in expecting, honestly, I think went in expecting like a pure Western, like after Django. And then what I got, I think I loved it even more. Just a pure like cabin fever drama that just goes off in a Tarantino kind of way. Loved it.
This is a good Tarantino, in my opinion, not a great Tarantino, but I will say it is one of my favorite movie watching experiences because I did get to see it on like the original 70 millimeter. I think it was like it was either Panavision or VistaVision. It was like an ultra wide print, and it came with the like the prelude and came with an intermission, and like it was cool. It was actually my first time seeing the movie, so it does hold a special place in my heart. I'm happy for you.
Listen, I love that movie. Love it. I think I watched that that's like one of my go-to Christmas movies too, weirdly enough. And I think we talked about that on when we did the Christmas draft with Jamie.
Yeah.
So Hateful
Eight.
Eight.
I think we did. I think she drafted the Hateful Eight, if I remember correctly. I think it was like the last draft pick of the draft.
I wanted it, and then I ended up not getting it. And so this time I'm making sure I get it.
You're back.
There you go.
Yeah.
Next up. All right, so my Oscar noms off the board. I got a big board right behind this. Can't see it. I'm going to go into, let's do comedy.
Oh,
I'm going to pick The Big Short.
No, fuck off. No, come on. No.
I knew he was saving that.
No. Mark Baum.
It's the last time Adam McKay was like truly great. And you were watching Adam McKay last night. You're watching some Step Brothers.
I was.
The minute he said Step Brothers, I was like, someone's going to go for The Big Short.
Dude, you don't understand. Like The Big Short, that is one. Oh, okay. Anyway.
Listen,
I'm not happy for you.
It's going to burst.
It's going to burst. Dog shit on dog shit.
It also like works in, I think, almost every single. This is maybe the most flexible movie from 2015. I think it fits in drama, fits in comedy. I think it fits in noms. It fit in box office, I believe. Maybe not.
I think it's just outside.
And then I think you could make the case it fits in horror.
Interesting. I'd like to hear that case.
I would have allowed that. I really.
Dude, the final 5 minutes are harrowing.
Dude, Jeremy Strong chilling out in the front of the Fed, just like Succession style, crying. Unreal stuff.
It's unbelievable. Brad Pitt talking about how like we're just like
seeds.
We're running out of water. He's like,
we need to go back to seeds.
That was very scary. Yeah.
Yes.
I love.
I think it's I think it is like one of the defining movies of the year. It's a defining performance for like almost everyone in this movie. Like really up and down. It's great stuff. And it's unfortunate Adam McKay has not been able to get back to that point since then. But it is incredible that like he went from Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, and I'm missing one, but he went from just pure comedy straight into this, which is incredible.
So nuts. I mean, so it wins an Oscar and it's nominated for 5. It's pretty impressive.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Wins Best Adapted Screenplay, rightfully so. Wow. Okay. I really didn't think that you were going to do that. I'm a little frazzled.
Well, if you let me have Back to the Future.
Yeah. Can we go Back to the Future style?
Let's go back
in
in
time. Yeah, I'll allow you to have it. I really do love The Big Short. Okay. Back to you, Van.
I'm gonna try and get some of my like genre categories out of the way, just because I feel like box office and Oscar noms are gonna be a little bit easier once it's narrowed down. But I'm gonna go with action horror, and I think I'm gonna go The Witch. Robert Eggers' The Witch.
Ooh.
Oh my God! Stop doing this.
You know, it's crazy. Like as we were doing you were talking to me about coming on this episode. I was like, what am I going to pick for action and horror? And then I get my Nosferatu 4K. I was like, ooh, what else came out in 2015 but Robert Eggers' directorial debut? Just phenomenal movie. You know, I introduction to him, I think as well. Just I remember watching this in theaters, but I couldn't stop thinking about it for weeks.
That's a good one.
I love this film. I was originally very cold on this film. Listeners of 24 Minutes of A24 know that Ben, co-host over there, co-host over here as well, kind of influenced me a little bit. We were very cold on it. I rewatched it before going to Nosferatu, and I was like, oh, wow, this is almost a perfect movie. Like, this is really something special. Nosferatu, I was less thrilled with, unfortunately, but The Witch is very good, and it is off the board. It is off the board.
I feel like there's not a lot of horror to pick from, so that's a good.
That was
pick.
one that I was like, I'm really hoping nobody picks it because it's the one horror movie. And there's maybe once we get towards the end of the pod, I'll explain the other one I had in mind. But the other one's also a very safe bet, I think.
Is there a color in the name?
No.
No? Okay.
I know what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see.
There's only 2 horror movies I could think of from this year that I really
same.
wanted on my board.
The one I'm thinking of is actually action because I couldn't decide if I want to do action or horror.
Okay.
Okay. Is it my turn? It's my turn. Okay.
It is.
So it's my turn, and then I have to make it through 2 rounds of Kasey before it gets back to me.
You have to make it.
I honestly, at this point in time, it's stressful. It's stressful far too early into this draft. Kasey, I don't know you well enough to like know your tastes for, just like random movies. I barely know Ben and Sophie that well. I can't, I just can't like pick movies out that people are going to like or not like.
Right.
Which worries me because
it should.
Okay. Well, now that you say that, because I just don't. Okay. I think I need to go with the safe bet here. And I can't risk missing out on this and not being able to fill my category. So that's what makes me nervous. But then again, as I vamp to do a little letterbox research that hopefully pans out successfully.
You're looking at my letterbox?
Well, you don't have either of these films logged, and that is a problem.
That means nothing, just so you know. I don't have.
I know that means nothing.
Yeah.
Crap. Well,
and I didn't have Letterboxd in 2015, so
that didn't really help me. Okay.
Just so you know.
I don't have anything logged from before when I had when I first started my Letterboxd.
People who do that, that's commitment. I could never.
No.
I don't log stuff, but I go back and I rate stuff from every year.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Now that I'm looking at the board, I feel a little bit more solid in the action horror category. I feel like there's a couple things there. So I am going to go with comedy. I obviously wanted The Big Short. I was hoping that would come back around. We're not there. So I'm going to go with a movie that I think has 2 of the greatest to ever do it. Robert De Niro and Hathaway. I'm taking the Intern in comedy.
Oh, wow.
This movie,
attaboy, Ethan. I love this pick. I love this pick.
This movie is so flawed and it's so perfect. At the same time, I can't tell you. There are certain movies in life that you just watch at the right time. You watch them at the right night with the right circumstances and the right emotional feelings. The Intern just happened to be one of those movies, and I watched it and I was just like, life is perfect. This is a perfect film. And so I gotta have it on my team.
The Intern is pretty damn good. It kind of in the same boat as you. I watched it the same perfect time, perfect night. It's one of those movies that stuck with me.
Yeah, I really like it. Just I don't know, to the greatest to ever do it.
They are, and I don't know if you guys remember, but this movie kind of got people poo-pooed on it, when it was first coming out. They're
I do remember it.
Yeah.
Really?
And then it came out and not enough people saw it. And it was just delightful. Just absolutely delightful. One of De Niro's legitimately last really great performances. The past
he's good.
10 years. He's great in it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember reading the reviews, Gooch, and kind of back to your point, I got to see it the week before we really showed it. And so whenever the reviews started dropping saying that it was a bad movie, I was like, I just saw this last night. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe anybody would ever cheat on Anne Hathaway. I just want to put that out there. You're an absolute fucking moron if you think that is ever something that should happen. Yeah, I love this movie. I think it's really good. It made $75 million at the box office, which, like, looking back, seemed not that much in 2015. If a movie like this came out now and made $75 million at the box office, I feel like pretty solid. Like, okay, cool. People like comedy. And so it's strange how the tide has shifted over the last 10 years. Rene Russo's in this film. Impeccable. Rene Russo. Okay, I could go on.
Okay,
now we're going to make it through 2. Kasey, don't pick the movie that I need. I'll just put that out there.
I'm really surprised that you picked The Intern. I thought you were going to pick something else. So
okay.
I think we're on different wavelengths, which is good for both of us.
Wait till you pick the single movie that I want.
Let's see. I have one movie that I'm considering. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. I want to ask you about a film. I'm not picking it. Can I do that? I might be picking it, but I need to ask you if it qualifies.
I'll allow it. Go ahead. Proceed.
Okay. I want to ask about Paddington because it came out in the US in 2015, I believe, but it came out in the UK in 2014. So does that qualify?
Interesting. You're really going to put me in hot water here with Ben and many of the listeners. Well, Paddington, famously, I don't care. We'll never watch.
What? Why? What did Paddington do to you?
Just too cute. I don't know. Can't handle it.
He's just too cute.
You deserve a hard stare. That's what you need.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, like, people have even tried to sway me and been like, Nicole Kidman's in it. And I'm like,
he is in it. And it's
not
she's
good
Woman
enough.
of the Year.
Yeah, she is. God, shout out to our mother.
And
Love to see it.
I think he's Bear of the Year, too. So you should probably watch it.
He's Bear of the Year? Who else was competing for Bear of the Year in 2025?
It is like the one.
Well, in 2015, there's a couple bears actually. 2015, you have Paddington and you have the Revenant. I don't
That
know
is true.
that.
And she's gonna say that and put it in everyone's head, and now we lost that category.
I will allow the drafting of Paddington. If you go on Letterboxd and you look at the release, of course, it did come out in the UK in general release in November of 2014. It did not come out in the US until January of 2015. Officially, January 16th, 2015. So I will allow it if you would like to draft it.
I'm highly considering it because it would be a comedy, right?
Don't know. I haven't seen it.
I would consider it a comedy.
Well, I mean, does it say comedy on Letterboxd? I think it does.
I think it's got to be like family comedy.
It's family adventure and comedy, it says.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was there on January 16th, 2015 in theaters, like by myself. Well, I was with my boyfriend, husband. But we were the only ones in the theater, and we had the theater to ourselves. We watched it, and I was just like so happy. Like, it's such a feel good film. So I feel like I have to draft it. So I will be drafting Paddington for comedy.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like to feel good. So
since you're such a Paddington fan, have you seen Paddington in Peru yet?
No, I haven't, and I'm really mad. I was supposed to go to there was like an early release, and I was going to go to it, and then I like got sick, so I still need to watch it. Have you guys seen it?
No, I was planning to watch it tonight, but I'm here, so
I've seen it.
But I did actually.
Wow.
I'm a really big fan.
I'm a really big fan of Paddington. I'm just saying, Ethan, like you should get around to watching them.
Look
at
that.
I did have to go.
Stuffy? Okay,
this is my second Paddington, but I got this at the movie theater because I was seeing some other movie and I saw that they had this in the popcorn bucket, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, I need that. So
it's a need.
Right,
you don't
not a
understand.
want.
This bear is the #1 export from that country.
Yeah,
it's like the best thing they make. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's the best thing they make.
I was just listening to The Big Picture talking about Paddington in Peru, and it sounded like a delightful conversation. Had a great time with the crew. Will not be watching that film.
I don't think I've ever met someone who's anti-Paddington. This is pretty radical.
Someone's got to do it. Someone has to take a stand eventually. Like, you can't just
You're
can't
the
just as
voice.
society, we can't all agree on something. Someone has to be out there saying they
There's going to be a
disagree.
Paddington
Though.
dictatorship. Yeah.
Imagine how great the world would be if we were just like,
Yeah, that
"Man,
doesn't
this
sound too
bear-
bad.
This bear is so nice."
Yeah.
We all
Yeah, I'm the real problem in society right now. The one guy who doesn't like Paddington. That's where society's gone wrong.
You are a Paddington villain right now, though. Like, this is like textbook villain in Paddington.
It is.
You need
This is
Paddington
villainous.
4. You can be the bad guy.
There
Hey,
you go.
yeah, call me up. I'll be in Paddington 4 without having seen any of the other films. I think that would actually be cool.
It's just like a defamation movie. Paddington goes to like court with you.
Illegal
courtroom
drama.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I have box office, I have comedy. Those are the two. Well, those are two that I've been worried about. The other one I'm kind of concerned about is action horror. So let me see if this is action. I feel like I have to draft this film.
Busting out the phone, moving from the notebook to the phone. This is
Yeah.
serious business.
It says action, so I will be drafting Sicario.
Ah.
I love Sicario. I think it might be my favorite Villeneuve, and I'm a huge Dune fan. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this movie. I think it's something about Benicio del Toro. Just has me in a chokehold, so I have to draft it.
So just to clarify, because she used that for this, I can't use it for Oscar nub now?
That's correct. It is off the board. Undraftable.
Yeah, okay, I wanted to make sure I was correct on that. Dang,
Mhm.
I was going to use that for my Oscar nom for cinematography.
Yeah, it is beautiful cinematography.
I thought about putting in a rom-com or comedy.
Have
you guys ever seen that? Have you guys ever seen that picture that goes around? It's just like
where it looks
like
a rom-com of her and
yeah,
John
it's like
Kaluuya.
Kahlua and
Oh no, it's Daniel Kaluuya. You're right.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
it shows up on Twitter like every 3 or 4 months. Like someone will just share it. It looks really.
It's like when they go to the Mexican restaurant and they're like sitting across from each other. They're having a very serious conversation the whole way through, but they got like the two stills where they're smiling and like they just like heighten the vibrance. It really does just like look like it's from a rom-com.
Oh, I need to find that.
But no, Sicario, incredible. Taylor Sheridan, come back and make movies, please. Please.
He's too busy making Yellowstone spinoffs and Landman.
Dude,
come back.
I don't know how he makes like 3 seasons of television a year, but his talents could be used elsewhere. Much better at that. Yes.
Have you guys seen the sequel? I didn't watch it.
Yes.
To Sicario?
Yeah.
It's Day of the Soldado.
Right. It's not bad.
It's all right.
They changed the title like 10 times when it was coming out, though. I remember that.
It started out as Dia de Soldado.
Then it was Soldado. Now it's Day of the Soldado. Yeah.
Like these film bros, they can't handle it.
They don't know Spanish.
More action and less drama, but it's all right.
Okay.
It's a good one.
Less rom-com.
Yeah, that's rom-com.
I think Isabella Merced's like she's like 13.
She is.
Like,
she is. You're
like
right. I forgot she's in that.
I have not seen Sicario. I need to watch this one.
Ooh. Paddington's in it.
Yeah, you do.
Well,
have you seen like any of the other ones?
He's in the cartel.
Yeah. See, now that I'd be interested in. More drama for our bear. Any of the other ones, like the other Sicario?
Like the other, I should say, like the Sheridan, like the 3-movie run. They call it like the Frontier trilogy, even though they're not connected.
I think they call it the Western Frontier. It's like Wind River, Sicario, and is it
Hell or High Water?
Yeah. All 3 of those are amazing.
I liked Hell or High Water. Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those, but they are all on my watch list.
It could be a great weekend for the one like good day, like just rip through the modern westerns.
Honestly, look, if I didn't have my 2 young children to entertain all weekend and birthday parties to go to, that'd be a fun day. That would be really, really cool. Unfortunately, we will be at a 7-year-old birthday party on the trampoline. I think is how I'll be spending my Saturday afternoon not watching Sicario.
You could play it in the background.
Oh, that's a good idea. I just like watch it on my phone while everybody runs around.
As it's intended to be watched, yeah.
Right. The way Denis would want it. Okay.
Exactly.
This is great. I found myself in a wonderful situation here. Action horror. I feel like a little tough category. We've kind of talked about this a little bit. There's things out there. I am going to go with a movie that has a new installment coming out this year, and I'll be taking Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol in action horror.
Fuck!
Yes. Yes. I wasn't even looking at the screen, and it felt so good to hear you say that.
I was about to use that for box office.
Fuck, dude.
Had to be done. Ghost Protocol rips. It's incredibly good. I'm trying to find my Mission Impossible rankings because it's been a long time since I've seen one of them, so it's the back of the list here.
5's the best one, personally. Actually,
It's like
that's
the
not
hardest
true.
franchise. It's the hardest franchise to rank.
To rank. It
It's
is.
just like 4, 5, and 6. They all just like each one just gets better than the last.
I'm excited to revisit all of these in preparation for the final reckoning. I do plan to do weekly reviews on my YouTube channel. Shameless plugs. I'm very excited about that. Ghost Protocol. This is the plain one, right?
Yeah,
is-
it's opening soon.
Fucking
This is
sick.
the one where we get Rebecca Ferguson comes on the scene. Okay,
That's
they
why
go
Doesn't
to the
better than that.
opera. She wears that yellow dress.
I love
she
her.
Picks her leg up and she pulls that sniper rifle out.
Stop.
Oh,
Stop.
it's a movie moment.
I have
We were
not
there.
seen a single Mission Impossible movie.
you
What?
should. They're all
Oh.
very
What?
incredible.
I know. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I like just didn't see the first one, and they kept making more. So I was like, okay, can you guys
Well,
they
just
just
stop
kept
for a
coming
second so I can
out.
catch up?
Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Gooch and Ethan, but the first 3 feel like very different movies than the like 4
Yeah.
through the rest of them.
Yes,
Like 1, 2,
very
and 3
different.
feel like very distinct movies, and then 4, 5, 6, and 7 all feel like they are one cohesive story. Where it's like if you watch
Yes.
4, you gotta watch the rest of them.
See, I'm just not like
agree.
dying to go watch a 7 movie series. Like,
It's
Okay.
a good one.
It's-
Like there's not bad. Like it's good.
not a
better
bad
than
one.
Fast and the Furious. 'Cause I haven't
they're-
seen any
I
of those
think they're
either.
better than those. Yeah.
Oh, like 10 times better, like 100 times better. I'll be honest.
Okay.
I think Ghost Protocol, famously where Brad Bird makes his live action directorial debut. Brad Bird come back and make live action films. Like, it's very good. Hasn't made anything else live action. Oh, Tomorrowland. Did he direct Tomorrowland in the same year? He did. That is
2015.
fascinating.
I think that's the one
Wow.
that kind of like killed his live action career.
It is
It's on
actually.
both,
It's
yeah.
insane to do that in the same year. To birth your live action career and kill it in the same year. I'm a Tomorrowland truther, honestly. We probably won't get to talk about it, but I don't think it's bad. Okay. Silence
My
befalls
Rogue-
the...
Rogue Na-
I need to
Rogue
watch
Nation's-
it.
Let's talk about Rogue Nation. Let's get back to Rogue Nation.
Let's go back.
Talk about Tom
Let's go
Cruise.
back to MI.
Let's talk about Savior Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I
I will
love-
take this opportunity to say, Gooch, you did win the 2025 auction draft, but I got Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and I feel good about that.
Yeah, it still hurts.
Yeah, I don't feel bad at all. I feel like I needed that film. Okay, Van, you have a pick.
I want to say my comedy one because I don't think I have anything great for that, but I'm thinking Oscar nom or box office. Oscar nom. I'm thinking The Revenant.
Okay.
I like it.
Was that
'Cause
2014?
Was that the one that finally won Leonardo the Oscar?
It
Did he
was.
win?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he talked
Okay,
about
yes,
the
we did
bees. He got up and
Talked
talked
about
about the bees.
Oh.
Yeah. His acceptance
cool.
speech. He, like,
All timer.
Nice.
He slept on a horse.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
sleeps
really-
on a horse in that movie?
he
Whoa,
got, like,
hold on. You've never seen this?
I've never seen The
You have-
Revenant.
oh.
He sleeps on a horse.
I
he,
thought
like,
you were getting
falls off
confused
the-
with Empire Strikes Back for a second, the Tauntauns. I
Did-
was a little
no,
worried.
Did he
Yeah.
get like hospitalized during that scene too, or something? Something happened because it was so cold where they were shooting.
So-
I think.
For context, Ethan, I think it's been a while since I've seen it, but if I remember correctly, I think he's getting chased by something. He's on the horse. He jumps off of a cliff with the horse, and then the horse dies. He's trying to stay warm, so he cuts the horse open. He sleeps inside of it. So he does Star Wars Empire
Like a
Strikes Back.
badass.
Yeah.
That's sick, bro. That's awesome.
It is.
This
It is
like
a pretty solid movie.
Yeah.
It's like a real person too, right?
I
Like, it
think
was-
it was loosely based on a real
Based.
person, but I don't know how true it is to the story. Like I haven't done research on that.
Mm.
I'll also
We
throw a
just know that
take
he
out
slept
there.
in a horse.
I think this is the best Tom Hardy's ever been.
He's
I think
pretty great in it, yeah.
phenomenal.
to be
Oh.
honest.
Yeah.
I think he's phenomenal in it. Like
I would say
better
this
than
or
Leo.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
If you've seen him in Peaky Blinders, he's
Mm.
pretty fucking good.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, you gotta.
It's pretty good
Yeah,
in
I know,
Venom: The
I know.
Last Dance.
Yeah,
Right?
he is great. I love his Venom. So
I think what is really interesting as we go through this draft is to see how many doubles have happened in 2015. I feel like it's more and more rare that we're getting people who are coming out with 2 films a year. And obviously there's exceptions to this rule. Osgood Perkins has 2 movies coming out this year, just off the top of my head. But obviously Tom Hardy comes out with Mad Max Fury Road and The Revenant in the same year. Like we get Inarritu does The Revenant and Birdman in the same year. Like Brad Bird directing 2 films in the same year. I think it's an interesting thing. Just to put a note out there. Okay. You have drafted The Revenant. I guess I should stop watching, scrolling on Letterboxd and put this in the notes. How about that? The Revenant in, what did you draft this in?
I believe it was Oscar.
Yeah.
Oscar nom. Okay. Oscar nom. Sounds good. Gooch, we're finally back to you. You have another double.
Ooh. Okay. And I have drama, action, horror, and box office and wild card on the board.
You do.
I'm very happy this movie fell to me. I feel like people have, I don't want to say forgotten it, but it's become like part of like the TNT classic, like just 7 out of 10 movie of the week canon. And I think it's a lot better than that. And that's The Martian from Ridley Scott. I think The Martian is like I really think it's a great movie. And it's like a textbook Matt Damon, like no one else can be as likable as me. And like you'll never root as hard for a character as you will for like Matt Damon characters. He's so great in it. And it has like an enormous cast. If you go through the cast list, it's incredible who's in the cast.
There's
and
a
he
lot
just
of people in
dwarfs
that
them all.
movie.
And he dwarfs them all. You forget because I looked up Matt Damon. I didn't look up The Martian. Yes, he just dwarfs them all. The book is great too, and it's a great adaptation of the book. And Ridley Scott really does a great job of just making a blockbuster that I think is accessible to everyone. It's the kind of movie I love. Like I can tell anyone I know to go see this movie, and they will come away with at least some mild enjoyment. The Martian.
Okay. Yeah. Did you say where you're drafting that? Was that in box office?
Box office. Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So Matt, I'll just go down the list. It's nuts. It's Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain, Kristen Wiig, Kate Mara, Jeff Daniels, Sean Bean, Sebastian Stan, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Mackenzie Davis, Donald Glover. Like the list just Kate Mara, like crazy cast.
Gooch, why don't you tell the class how much this movie made? Because I'm looking at it now and it's kind of crazy.
I'm gonna guess 300 million. But
is that domestic or worldwide?
If that's your guess, domestically, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, Van. I'll let you answer this question for Gooch.
Domestically, it made.
You're pretty close.
Well, I just looked it up. 228.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Worldwide, it's 630 mil. That's crazy.
Wow. Dang. Put up numbers. Ridley Scott. Still
if
one
I
of the
remember
greats.
Correctly, too, it's like I think this was released in 3D too, and internationally, like this made a lot of money. And if that's the case, I would imagine a lot of it came from China because they love 3D over there.
They really do.
I mean, Avatar makes a lot of money over there.
Should make more money here.
Oh, I know.
Respect James Cameron. Also,
Fire and Ash.
Also, that movie coming out next. There's a movie coming out next year. Ryan Gosling is doing. Same writer as The Martian. It's like, it's gonna rule. It's basically
the
guy
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, that book also.
It's such
like
a good book.
the writer. It's like if the writer of The Martian tried to write Interstellar, but it rules. Very very light, very fun, and it'll be great.
Sandra Hüller's in that film. Whoa.
Yeah, and like a role that like feels like it was written for her. Like it's like a Scandinavian woman that like it's just kind of runs the world.
Okay, when I saw that she was cast though, I thought she was cast as Rocky, and I was so confused. If you've read the book, Rocky's this like huge spider, basically, kind of.
Wow.
Do you think she would have done good as that character?
Yeah, I think she could have had an interesting, like, if it was voice acting. Otherwise, I don't know. I was so confused, but I think it makes more sense that she's not the spider. Right. Is that a movie or show that's coming out?
Project Hail Mary? That's a movie.
That's the Lord and Miller.
Lord and Miller.
Okay.
Yeah. With, I think.
Nice.
Gooch, can I say something about your team real quickly?
Yes.
All 3 of your picks have "the" as the first word. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, this kind of inspires me now, though. I can kind of round it.
Yeah.
This is tempting me.
3 other ones are off the board. The Intern, The Witch, and The Revenant would have been the ultimate 6-movie team, but alas.
I have right now I have The Hateful Eight, The Big Short, and The Martian, which was like the 2015 version of like, let me take my dad to the movies today.
It really is.
All right. Box office off the board. Moving on to, let's go to drama. And you can veto this, but I don't know
Okay.
where else it would fit in terms of our categories. That's Ex Machina.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's sci-fi. I guess it could fit into horror, but I really feel like at its core, it's a drama. Like,
Yeah, I want to say no because this was going to be my next pick, but I will allow it. It is science fiction and drama is what Letterboxd has it listed as.
okay.
Yeah, I'll allow it in drama if that's what you want to draft. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think prior to what film Twitter has been preaching for the last year, I think Alex Garland is a pretty talented dude. And this
Love
movie
to hear
kind of
it.
plays right into his strengths.
Did you like
Phenomenal.
Civil War?
I did, and I
did
the
too.
second time I watched it, I liked it even more. I kind of was like, the expectations of what I thought it going in, I think it was just different than what I was expecting. And then on a rewatch, I was like, oh, this is just kind of a vibey-ass movie. The vibes are nice in this. Not nice, but like it's just it's got a lot
Vibes
of
are
vibes,
nice.
I should say. But back to the Ex Machina. No, great stuff. Domhnall Gleeson, phenomenal. Alicia Vikander. I don't know what has happened to her career. She should be a star by now. She's
Yeah.
great in it. And Oscar Isaac dancing his ass off.
Yeah.
I mean, just
This was the other movie that has some sentimentality for me. It was the second film I saw in theaters. It's so good, but I'm happy that it at least got drafted. So
I saw this when A24 re-released it on IMAX, and that was awesome. It was
Ooh.
incredible to see on an IMAX screen.
that would be cool.
I've been an Alex Garland truther since like day one. I stand by that. I don't necessarily co-sign all of his decisions, but I think he is very talented at what he does. His new movie Warfare is coming out soon. Up in the air. We'll see how we feel about that. I think Men is pretty good, but Ex Machina is awesome. And this, every time that I talk about Ex Machina and think about it, this is the kind of movie that I want Oscar Isaac to make, and he's just like surpassed that now. It's just too small, and it's just like not enough. And he is a man of Hollywood now, fortunately and unfortunately. So that's too bad. I feel like Alicia Vikander notably tries to boot up Tomb Raider IP in 2018, and it flops, and she's just kind of gone off. I will say, if you like Alicia Vikander, watch Irma Vep. It is an A24 produced television show. She is unbelievable in that TV show. It is really, really, really good. So
I like the original movie. I didn't know it was a TV show.
yeah,
I've
they
heard
made a
great
TV
things about the
show
series. Yeah.
about the making of the movie, essentially, in their universe. It's
Well,
great.
and the movie is a movie about the making of a movie, so it's like another layer. That's cool.
So we covered it on 24 Minutes of A24. It was a great time. If you're interested in that show, I recommend checking it out. But dang,
Nice.
man, took Ex Machina. I was hoping to sway you away from this by saying like, oh, all of your movies have "the" in the title. You should stick with that.
There was a movie.
Didn't work.
There was a movie that really called me. I won't say what it was, but I had to decide against it.
Shoot. Okay.
I might come around to it.
Van, pick is yours.
I was really about to use Ex Machina for wild card, but
I was gonna do that too.
yeah, I feel like right now I'm gonna save my comedy for last because I really don't know if I'm gonna get anything too great out of that. But I'm thinking box office, maybe Straight Outta Compton.
Ooh, I like that.
Made 161 domestically, 161 million.
It's a lot of money.
That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, it made like no money overseas. 40 million. So 200 million worldwide. But yeah, I remember being there for this too, and like no one saw it whenever I saw it, like opening.
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah, I liked it. I remember seeing it in theaters that year.
I could have played some of the bigger ones, but I wanted a little big of a deeper cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, a new layer. I like Straight Outta Compton. I haven't seen it since I believe I saw it in 2015. I haven't seen it in a very, very long time. I remember liking it though when I did see it.
I want to say
You
it holds
guys-
up.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when everyone on I can't remember what social media? What was the big social media? Instagram? Yeah. Instagram.
Probably.
they were doing like the straight out of like whatever hometown you're
T-shirts.
from.
Yeah, the t-shirts. Like
Like,
everybody had a
Oh,
t-shirt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was like straight out of like, I don't
Ohio.
know,
Yeah.
Murray, Kentucky. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Podunk, Iowa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird time.
Great movie, and also
Was.
O'Shea, like one of the all-time castings is like obviously the genes like just set him up perfectly, but like O'Shea Jackson is just he is Ice Cube. Like he's his dad in that movie. He looks just like him, sounds just like him. It's crazy to see it on
That
screen.
cast is crazy.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did anyone feel like they were trying to make like a weird like 90s rap cinematic universe with the follow-up with the Tupac movie? And then
I'm
that
sure,
one did
yeah.
like no money,
I
so they were
didn't
just
see
like, we
that.
gotta drop this now.
Not
They should
happening.
try it again.
Well, I could be
James-
wrong here, but I feel like there's a scene in that movie in Straight Outta Compton where is it Snoop Dogg or is it Tupac as well that show up in the movie for like 2 seconds?
Hold on.
Not the real guys, but like an
Yeah.
actor who plays
Their
Snoop Dogg.
characters.
To say,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Tupac.
Not real
I
Tupac.
don't remember.
I do think it's Snoop. I do vaguely remember this.
There's like a scene where it's like just very, very brief, but
Hmm.
look at the
I have
cast.
to look this up later.
They got Suge Knight.
Yeah. It's Snoop Dogg meets Suge Knight.
Oh,
Oh,
look,
and
Keith
Lakeith
Stanfield
Stanfield.
plays Soup too.
That's crazy.
I gotta look up this picture because I can't believe it.
Dang it. Okay. So I feel man, I feel like I really backed myself in a corner here with Oscar nom. Movies have been slipping left and right.
Yeah.
And I guess I didn't realize that out of the gate. Kasey, you don't have an Oscar nom either.
I know.
Shoot. I'm stressed for both of us. I'm trying to do
I'm
some
not
like
too worried.
oh, you're not worried.
No, because there's a couple I really like, and then I just realized that movie I told you I watched today. I didn't know it's nominated, so that's cool.
I actually saw
So
that.
I've got
after
options.
I was looking through the
Yeah.
like nominations.
I didn't even know that, but
Okay. Dang it. What the heck? I'm like trying to go back through some of these lists, being like, did I miss something that's going to give me the upper hand here? Okay. So I think that I'm going to have to go with Oscar nom. Could play either of these movies in box office. Wildcard is looking solid. I think there's a lot of good things out there.
Yeah, I agree.
In Oscar nom, I'm going to be taking, and to me, this is a really risky pick just because of where we're at in 2025 and what this franchise has turned into. But it was nominated for 5 Oscars. It was a big deal. I still think it's very good. I'm going to be taking
I know what
Star
you're talking
Wars, Star
Yeah.
Wars, The Force Awakens.
interesting.
Obviously,
I
the
almost used that for
reintroduction,
box office.
refire up of this franchise. What'd you say, Van?
I almost used that for box office.
Ooh, okay. All right. Someone's on
In
my
my
wavelength
head,
here.
You know the fucked up thing? In my head, I was thinking he's about to pick A New Hope. just this movie.
Let's go. A New Hope. I think one of the best opening sequences of a Star Wars movie, period, Kylo Ren showing up and stopping the bullet, is one of the sickest Star Wars things that you could do after having a franchise be dormant for like 20 years. I think that was incredible. I also have a tattoo of Kylo Ren on my body, so that's my boy. Got to draft him when I can. Also, they kill Han Solo in this movie.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Who is it that's in the opening scene with him? Is it Von Sydow?
See that? That's
Ooh.
me. This is 2 weeks ago. With the
Let's
helmet.
go.
With the helmet with the blood streak on it. Yeah, I went to this guy who does a lot of props. He's got like a little museum down in the Caribbean.
Awesome.
So I dragged my girlfriend along.
That's sick, man. That's really cool. I wish I was there. Yeah, man. I mean, look, it got nominated for 5 Oscars. Like it's a big deal. People used to like Star Wars, you know? Hot topic nowadays.
This was
I think
huge.
people still do.
You're right. This is a good pick. This was like on my board very easily. Like a great movie that I think gets shit on for just. It obviously is a retread of A New Hope, but it's like
Yeah.
if you're gonna retread, it does it very
Do
well.
that.
Like, yes, like it is well executed. Now, what comes after it is maybe, I mean, I'm a Last Jedi defender, but like the trilogy obviously like was not thought through.
Yeah.
Like as a starting point, this is hard to beat. Like all the character introductions, Harrison Ford back as like Han Solo, and he's like doing great. Carrie Fisher back as Leia, like everything pretty much worked for them in this, and I could get why they were feeling confident after that. I get why they did.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, I feel good about that pick. Revenge of the Sith comes out in 2005, so this is the first Star Wars movie in 10 years, and that's. I think they should do that again. I think they should just take a beat.
It's time.
And take a chill. Okay. We're back to you, Kasey. You have the double pick.
Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. What categories do I need? Oscar nom and drama and wildcard? Okay, Oscar nom, I'm gonna go with Carol. I love Carol. I think it's a perfect Christmas movie. Some great acting, and yeah, just great film. And I love, was it Todd Haynes? I love Todd Haynes.
You just took my wild card.
So sorry. Who watched Carol today? Was it
Me?
you watched it, Van?
Gooch.
Oh, Gooch, gotcha. Did you like it?
Yeah, I love your hat, by the way. Your Santa hat.
Oh yeah, thank you.
No, it was great. No, Kate Blanchett, she's mother.
Yeah, no, she's great. Okay, cool.
I have nothing to
let's
say.
do-
I haven't seen Carol, so that's why I'm not saying anything.
Oh, you
To
need
the
to
light.
see it.
It's good.
Yeah.
Big
feel like
time,
I
like
would like
watch with the wife.
Ooh, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I would
No,
agree.
it's very romantic.
Carol's great.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Are you going
A
to
lot
the
of
notebook or
my-
are you going to the phone?
I'm going back to the phone. A lot of my picks are taken, so
Yeah. We're getting
Let's-
slim. I feel like we started
I
off with like
know.
so many options, and now we're getting a little slim.
It's getting to the point now where every single person says some name, and I'm like, gotta write this off.
Yeah, exactly. Got to cross it off.
I think I'll do my wild card.
Oh,
I really love this film. I know someone mentioned it for horror, but I'm gonna go with Green Room.
damn
Yeah,
it!
you just gotta
So
cross
sorry.
it off now.
It's rare for me to like a horror movie, and this one just like spoke to me on
Sucks.
so many levels. So
It's literally the movie that I was looking at my list and I was like, Wild Card's looking pretty good. I looked at Green Room and I said that.
yeah,
No,
Dude,
it's great.
So sorry.
So I picked
It
The
is.
Hateful Eight earlier, but I think Quentin Tarantino, like during his press tour for the Oscars the following 2016 season, he was like quoted like multiple times quoted being like Green Room is my favorite movie. Of
Oh,
the year."
really?
Like, yeah, like
That
he
seems like
loved
something
that.
Quentin Tarantino would like. Yeah.
Yes,
Who saw,
and
who saw
Anton
Green Room
Yelchin.
in theaters?
Yes, Anton Yelchin, fantastic. Just taken from us too early.
For
sure.
He's so good.
Did any
So
of you
good.
watch this in theaters?
No.
I
think
had a
watched
really
this a few years ago.
I had a really weird experience watching this in theaters. Like every 5 or 10 minutes or so, somebody would leave. Like,
Oh,
It-
wow.
like
Really?
the movie started and I want to say 10 minutes in, it was like everybody was fine, and then after because you guys seen the movie, there's a lot
Yeah.
of the stuff with
It's
the
intense.
white supremacy stuff that's happening, and I think that's maybe what turned.
So they were
people
all
off.
Nazis who left.
Yeah, they're all
You
like
know,
pro-Nazis.
I've thought
Yeah.
about that a lot since that movie, since I left, and I'm like, maybe I
Yeah.
was just really offended because they were pro-Nazi. I don't know.
Don't disrespect my culture.
They were just like, I'm out of here. This blows.
That's
Yikes.
funny. A very timely pick, nonetheless.
True.
Yeah, that's great. I don't think A24 is still doing their IMAX re-releases. And I believe Spring Breakers is the March pick, which is really exciting. I do plan on seeing that again. But I think Green Room would be a good IMAX re-release for A24. That would be cool.
Yeah. That would be.
They should do that. Okay. Shoot. Well, like I said, things are just getting crossed off. Shoot. This is no good. What do we do? I have wild card and box office. The hard thing about a box office category is like, even if you guys all have it picked already, there's still only, X number of, like they can be taken in other places. So I'm not really helping myself by waiting. Box office. Man, really just back to the IP machine. I don't like any of these movies. What do I do?
That's how I felt.
What do I do? I'm worried that you guys are gonna like take one of the better ones when it comes to wild card. That's the thing. Okay. I'm looking real quick. What is the movie Spy? I've never heard of this film.
I think I saw that in theaters with my mom. It's a mom movie. It was not bad.
Melissa McCarthy?
It's a very mom movie. You're right, Kasey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mom movie.
Okay.
I feel like it was a 4th of July movie, if I remember right, too.
Melissa McCarthy
Yeah. Dang it.
should be doing way more drama and way less spy.
Yeah. Less Spy. Yes.
I was there for
Man.
Gilmore Girls.
I mean, she was great. No one could
Creed-
cook like she could. Come on now.
True.
Creed missed out on box office by about $650K. That's tough.
Ooh.
Made $99.38 million. All right. Where do we go?
I feel like there's an obvious one in box office that no one's taken.
An obvious one?
Yeah.
What? Really?
But I'm not going to say it.
There's definitely one, but I can't say it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it.
I really don't feel like that. Really? Can you guys give me a hint? Can you just tell me what you're
No.
thinking?
Kids would love it.
Yeah.
It is definitely like a they would make toys for it for sure.
Yeah, see, I'm much like Paddington, I'm just like out on little yellow monsters. That's the problem.
Oh, no, I'm not even talking about that.
Yeah, me neither. Screw those little guys.
What?
Yeah.
Guys? Wow, okay. Incorrect. All right, I will go with God, I really want a movie in wild card. This is taking me way too long, and the longer that I take, the worse that it gets in my head. And things are not going to be here when I want them. Okay, no, you know what? I feel okay. I'm going to be taking in wild card a movie that is very good. Features our 2025 Woman of the Year. I'm going to be taking The Lobster from Yorgos Lanthimos.
Hell yeah.
In my opinion, one of the best cinematic hand jobs ever given. I think very important to this canon. I think some of the best work that Colin Farrell has ever done, and I love to see that he is continuing his good work in 2025. I love The Lobster. I think it's really good.
Okay, so since you've already used that, I was going to use that for comedy.
Yeah, I thought about it too.
Could have.
Definitely a comedy.
Can't now.
It's night, but it's a comedy.
I saw it says drama, comedy, romance. So I was like, I'm probably going to use that, but now it's gone. So
Yeah. I think that John C. Reilly credited as the lisping man is really funny. So I would have allowed that.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was my first Yorgos. So, and I
Me
saw it
too.
in theaters that year,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, this is weird. Okay, I'm down."
I think it was my first Yorgos as well. Really interesting.
it was mine as well.
Me too.
Wow.
at that.
Wow.
You always
we
remember
can
your
agree on
first,
something.
guys. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember your first
How
Yorgos.
exciting.
I mean, you do, because you're like, what the fuck is this guy's problem?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, what's he on?
Yeah.
Is it Dogtooth? You guys seen Dogtooth?
No, I need to see it.
Mm-mm.
No.
Dogtooth is crazy. It's awesome.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Okay. We've gotten that out of the way. Van, we're on to you.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and use my wild card on this. I think I'm gonna go with Crimson Peak.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I started that the
That's
other
the,
day and I got scared, so I turned it off.
It's pretty solid. I mean, it's got its problems. It's a little bit messy at times, but it's got a good cast. It's got, Del Toro directed.
Yeah.
Mia Wasikowski. I was just watching Stoker last night, and I think that's kind of what brought it up for me. As I was like, oh, she's in Crimson Peak, and Jessica Chastain back to The Martian.
Wow. I do love Jessica Chastain.
She's incredible. I saw her in a play in New York called The Doll's House.
So did I. Oh my god, so did I. It was so good.
Wasn't she just awesome?
Oh my god, amazing. At the end, I was like so
she
shocked.
walks
That was my
out
first
into traffic.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my first Broadway play, and I was just like blown away.
Incredible.
I heard
So
it
good.
stunk. From Grace Randolph.
Had us in the first half. Holy crap.
No,
Yeah.
I love
He said,
Jessica.
I heard it stunk, and I was like, this is going somewhere.
Yeah.
Good pick.
No, that
okay.
also has Charlie Hunnam in it too, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it does.
There's like an ultimate like 2015 what happened to him.
Totally, yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Nice. Okay. This was already on my watch list, so that's exciting. Gooch, you're gonna be the first person to finish your team.
I am. Should I go back to? Yeah, I'm gonna go back to thus. I'm gonna go back to thus. I'm gonna go back to a guy that Charlie Hunnam has worked with before, and Guy Ritchie. I'm gonna take The Man from U.N.C.L.E., starring Henry Cavill, Alicia Vikander, Elizabeth Debicki, and no one else of note. Very fun movie, like just very fun. I don't think Henry Cavill's like the best actor ever, but like him used in this situation is like phenomenal stuff. Like British spy agent and Debicki as a tall blonde Nazi woman, just it works. She's a perfect villain. It's a good time. I'm a big fan of Guy Ritchie movies, to be honest. Like I just kind of have a soft spot. Like Ministry of whatever, his longest title ever movie last year, Ungentlemanly Warfare. Not a good movie.
Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Not a very good movie. I still loved it, and this could be the same case here with The Man from U.N.C.L.E., but guilty pleasure. Have it on DVD. Good time.
You know, I remember seeing that as one of the movies I had to watch that year, and I remember thinking it stuck out to me. I had fun with it, but it's like his newer works have not been the best for me, to be honest. Like Aladdin.
No.
He did Aladdin.
Tough.
That's so random.
Yes.
People like to forget he did Aladdin. I think he likes to forget he did Aladdin.
Right.
He's also done other stuff recently. It's not been the worst. Him doing a Netflix series really hurt my soul. That hurts.
Yeah.
What Netflix series did he do?
What was that, Ethan?
I was going to say you've locked up the Ben vote. This is a huge movie that Ben loves. He goes to bat for The Man from U.N.C.L.E. all the time. So you probably have his vote.
This probably would have had a sequel by now, if not for other reasons. Yeah.
I had to think about that.
So now I'm going to go to my wild card. Since I couldn't get Back to the Future 2. I'm sorry if you hear that right now. That is my dryer making a very loud noise. Wild card. It's a made-for-TV movie.
Oh.
Starring Andy Samberg. Starring Kit Harington. It's called 7 Days in Hell. And it is a tennis movie. Oh,
what is happening right now?
Fucking
What?
awesome.
What?
It is a Lonely Island
The
HBO.
epic
I
battle
feel
for
like you're
epicness.
making this up.
Hold on.
No, this is great.
I think I know what he's talking about. Gooch, is this the where that meme of Kit Harington comes from, where he's like drinking water and he's shaking and he like falls?
Yes, because
Okay.
the queen calls him and calls him a little cunt.
A fictional documentary style expose on the rivalry between two tennis stars who battled it out in a 1999 match that lasted 7 days. Wow.
Yeah. It's a
you can stream this on Max right now.
Did you like Thelma this year?
I was gonna say June Squibb is in this movie.
June Squibb plays the fucking queen.
Oh shit, I'm in. Say less.
Wow.
It is.
That's and John Hamm's in it.
Oh, it's like got a million cameos.
This movie has a Huge
Andy
cast.
Samberg plays the third sibling of the Williams sisters. Their
Dolph-
adopted
God.
white brother.
Dolph Lundgren's in this. I'm watching this tonight. I hope you know that.
Yeah, literally same.
It's great. And there's a not a sequel, but there's a follow-up that they did 2 years later with Sandberg again, same team behind it, and it's got Orlando Bloom, but it's just I think they do what's it called? What's the thing where they ride their bikes in France? What's that called again?
Is that the
Tour de
Tour
France?
of France?
Yeah, the Tour
Oh.
of France. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Uh,
They do a mockumentary of that. No, this is
Oh,
very
nice.
funny. One of my favorite
Okay.
TV movies of all time. Classic, makes me
Wow.
laugh every single time. I highly, highly, highly recommend it.
That's
I'm gonna check it out.
just incredible stuff. Great. That is, yeah, I would like to watch this film. I'm very intrigued. Cool. Good pick. Van, you got to finish your team off.
I am going for comedy. Sean Baker's Tangerine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
I still haven't seen Tangerine. I would like to.
It's great. It's one of those movies that's, I mean, everyone kind of credits was it Steven Soderbergh with the full iPhone thing for the movie, but
Mhm.
Sean Baker did it with this one too as well, and it's
Yeah.
pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
Also,
He
just
did
a
with
huge
a-
Sean Baker fan.
He did it with an iPhone. Was it a digital camera or was it an iPhone?
If
It
I
was an
remember
iPhone.
correctly, it was an iPhone. They have it at,
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's they have it in a museum. I think it's at the Academy Museum now. They had it for a while, but it's whatever you used to shoot it with and the phone itself. I think it was an iPhone 5S or 5E or whatever it was called, the 5S.
Okay. So I didn't see this until a few years later. And then it probably just looked like a digital camera to me at that point because the iPhone camera, settings and the technology were so outdated at that point.
So digital.
Yeah, you go back and watch it, and it's you can really tell it was made with an iPhone. But I mean, you look at the trailer for 28 years later, and it's iPhone footage has gotten surprisingly really good. And it's, I mean, I know they're using 1,000 devices and lenses and everything like that, but it's indistinguishable from what you can get from most cameras now.
Mm-hmm. I will say, as this episode airs a couple days after the Academy Awards, it's highly possible that you have made a very savvy strategic move. We are recording in late February here. If Sean Baker wins Best Picture or Best Director, you might have just scored yourself a lot of votes. The Sean Baker Hive they are strong. So
Therefore, Norris is a big one.
Yeah.
The minute I walked out of that, I was like, "That's taking Best Picture."
Interesting.
And I want
cold.
to. Here's my thing: is I think it's between Anora and Brutalist, and I personally would go with Brutalist, but I do think Anora's going to win.
Kasey, what would you go with for Best Picture? What would be your number one Best Picture nominee?
I think you know, but between Anora and Brutalist, I would go Brutalist.
I would also go Brutalist.
I think the Brutalist
Okay.
would age better
I do
as
too.
Best Picture win.
You
Does
go
that make
back and
sense?
look at a movie
Absolutely.
that won that year. It's Anora, and you're gonna look back at that and be like, "The Brutalist didn't win."
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree. The Brutalist has recently, as of time of recording, been released on digital, and there are so many out of context scenes that are hitting the timeline.
Really?
And I simultaneously love it because I watch all of them, and also can't stand it because it's a movie of full context, and people are just like, watch these 95 seconds from The Brutalist. How good is it? And I'm just like, guys, there's another 3.5
TikTok.
hours. Okay, I gotta go back to box office. This was really tearing me up inside, but I'm just gonna get it out of the way so we can move on. I'm gonna be drafting the 4th highest grossing movie domestically that year in Inside Out.
That's
Pretty good
what I
movie.
thought you would pick.
That's
Yeah.
yes.
That's my obvious one.
Oh, okay,
that
good.
was
Okay.
that was the one I thought we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Okay,
huge
so
when it came
We
out.
were talking about the Minions.
Wow. I can never underestimate the power of Minions. You know, I just feel like everybody's talking about Despicable Me and Minions all the time. Inside Out, very good film.
Agreed.
Great.
That's all I'll say about that.
I think- Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I'm glad you
really
picked
good.
it.
I mean, pretty impressive. What was the worldwide on Inside Out? 858, and then Inside Out 2 goes on to make over $1 billion, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, sequel effect.
I was not
I didn't see this
super
second.
high on Inside Out 2. I was much colder on it than the first, but all right. That means I've completed my team. Kasey, you're the last person to pick, and then we can go through and do honorable mentions after this if we have any.
I left drama open thinking that, it's the broadest and it's like what I like the most, but now all of my dramas are taken. So, but I do have one on here that I'm going to go with. I guess I'm going to draft Anomalisa.
Anomalisa is
You guys
awesome.
know. Yeah. I really like Charlie Kaufman. And I remember seeing this in
Anomalisa.
theaters. Yeah, it's like a claymation midlife crisis existential film from Charlie Kaufman.
Wow.
Have you seen any of his other films like Synecdoche?
Yeah, I've seen Synecdoche.
Love
and
Synecdoche.
yeah, I'm into all of that. So.
I'm thinking of Ending Things. Quite good as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I had never heard of this film. Interesting.
Yeah,
very fascinating. Jennifer Jason Leigh again. Double 2015 duty.
Yeah, true.
That's crazy. Okay.
What a year.
Wow, highly rated among my Letterboxd mutuals. I got to get in on this. I feel
like no one talks about it really.
If you want to watch the most depressing thing in the world, go watch it.
Okay,
yeah, I was gonna say it's not like a feel good. Well, if you hate Paddington, I mean,
yeah,
you're
that's
gonna
true.
Love this.
This might be up my alley. This might be the movie I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. With that pick, we have completed the 2015 movie draft here on the Movie Draft Podcast. Let's quickly read through our teams. If there's any honorable mentions that we have, we can go through those as well. Kasey, why don't you let us know what you drafted and in what category?
Okay, I drafted Mad Max Fury Road in box office.
Boo.
Paddington in comedy. Sicario in action. Carol in Oscar nom. Green Room as my wild card. And Anomalisa in drama.
I drafted Spotlight in drama. In comedy, I took The Intern. In action horror, I took Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. In Oscar nom, I took Star Wars The Force Awakens. In wildcard, I got The Lobster. And in box office, I picked Inside Out.
In drama, I chose Steve Jobs. In action and horror, I went with The Witch. Oscar noms, I chose The Revenant. Box office was Straight Outta Compton. Wild card was Crimson Peak, and my comedy was Tangerine.
All right,
team Gooch.
There we go. I let off unwittingly because I didn't realize you guys were going to wait to draft Oscars. I picked the Hateful Eight, and then I went comedy, Big Short, box office, The Martian, drama, Ex Machina, action, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and then wild card, 7 Days in Hell.
That's a true wild card. That's a true wild card if I've ever seen one.
You guys will love it if you watch it tonight.
How are we feeling? How are we feeling about the exercise? Feeling pretty good about your teams?
Yeah.
I am.
I think all of us have like 3 or 4 really big hitters and 2 that we wanted to use that ended up on someone else's team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's a really top heavy year. I think like there is a good bunch of things that are very good, and then it gets a little bit more difficult once you get out of that. Did anybody have any honorable mentions that they wanted to throw out that didn't get drafted? I don't know how deep you guys were planning for the draft.
I'm surprised no one said Room.
Yeah.
I thought about
honestly,
it,
Brie Larson
for Oscar.
wins.
Yeah.
Too sad for me, honestly. I don't do happy or sad movies. I just do, again, depressing shit.
Cool.
Room is I can't do that again.
I had a couple that didn't go drafted that were available in a couple categories, and that was Creed. Mm-hmm. Wait, you took Creed, didn't you?
No, I talked about it.
Not taking Creed. I think Creed is great. Like in the terms of like the requel, like the reboots sequel, that's as good as it gets. Like as good as it gets.
Yep.
And then Trainwreck, which Amy Schumer, her career has fallen off a cliff, but that's a good movie.
Yeah, I liked Trainwreck.
A very problematic cameo actor in that movie, who's in a little bit of legal trouble right now, but very fun movie. Very, very fun. Bill Hader's great. LeBron James is great. Mm-hmm. It's P. Diddy.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah,
you better whisper it. He'll come after you. Huh?
Yeah.
Remember John Cena? John Cena was so good.
John Cena. Actually, if I'm being honest, I liked everyone in that movie but Amy Schumer. Like everyone in that movie made the movie for me but her.
Yeah, that's fair. I forgot that is like I think that's like the first big thing John Cena was in too, and he came
That was
out
the
with
first time I'd like seen him. Yeah.
He
yeah,
was
he
in
was
Fred the
butt-ass
movie.
naked.
What are you talking about?
He was in
I don't
what?
think I saw that.
Fred the movie. Wasn't that
Like the
before
YouTube
this?
Fred.
Yeah, he was. Do you not remember that there was a Fred movie in 2010?
Oof.
That was a joke, by the way. I'm not taking that seriously. Like, I want everyone to know I'm like not being
I
serious.
do
It'll
know-
be on your
Not actual.
2010 draft.
It was
Yeah,
just,
there you
didn't they air that on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, there was 3 of
Oh,
them.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why is
gosh,
there
wow.
3 of these?
God, we were digging deep. Van, did you have any honorable mentions that you want to throw out besides Fred the movie?
Room, I think was the one I was really kind
Okay.
of rooting for. I wanted to use it, and I just thought, probably not using there. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, kind of a deep cut. Maybe some people know it. In The Invitation, I was going to use for horror, but I ended up going with The Witch.
Okay.
I've heard the
Nice.
invitation's good.
It's really good if you like just don't read anything about it. Just watch it. Just walk into it blind. It's really good.
Nice. I had a couple
Yeah, go ahead.
honorable mentions, but I realized I don't know where I would have put them because they're documentaries about musicians. I liked Amy and I liked Cobain, Montage of Heck. I don't know if you guys saw those.
I've seen both of those actually.
I really enjoyed those. I mean, 2 artists
seen
that I
Amy.
like, but kind of hard to draft.
Also, another A24 documentary came out this year, De Palma, as well. It's pretty good, pretty interesting about his career. I think an interesting year for A24 as like a brand, if you want to get like film Twitter for a second and be like, this is kind of where they amassed a little bit. Obviously, Room, very notable. Oscar nomination, you have Amy, or Oscar win, you have Amy and De Palma. You get Ex Machina, which is like a huge breakout. You get a Noah Baumbach film from A24, While We're Young. The End of the Tour, a movie that I think is exceptionally good from Jesse Eisenberg.
I like that one.
They also have Mississippi Grind, which I'm like starkly anti
Ryan
Reynolds just could not hit it more. But boy, Mississippi Grind is pretty good. So
yeah,
top 2 for him. So
yeah, this is true. Yeah, I think there's some good things as well. I did want to call out, speaking of Osgood Perkins, The Black Coat's Daughter came out in 2015. I think an underrated A24 movie as well. And then nobody mentioned Avengers, Age of Ultron. Ben would be disappointed. That's Ben's movie. We did not talk about Magic Mike XXL. Love the Magic Mike trilogy, or I guess 4 movies. And then the very last thing that I want to mention, Michael Mann movie was available this year, Black Hat. It's kind of a mess, but honestly,
I haven't seen
it's
that.
pretty fun. So what are you gonna do?
That I was gonna throw that in my wild card actually.
I think it's pretty cool. I think it's incomprehensible, but it's a good time.
It's good.
Have you seen the extended cut or like the director's cut that they have available for it?
Oh.
I have not. Does it help with the ability to understand the plot?
I think it makes it a bit more cohesive, but I don't think
Okay.
it really makes it that much of a difference.
Okay.
It helped for me, to be honest, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I just had to throw it out there. Michael Mann was on the list. Okay. Well, we've completed this exercise. Whether successful or not, we shall see. 2015, pretty good year for movies. Gooch, I think you were right when you said that at the top of the pod. Massive thank you to all of you for coming on the Movie Draft Podcast. Gooch, Van, Kasey, thank you all so much. Gooch, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
Follow me on Bob Goochman on Twitter, Bobby_Gooch on Letterboxd, and then I can't remember my TikTok name. Just look up Bob Goochman. You'll find me.
Yeah, putting out good content on a regular basis. Kasey, what about you? If people want to find you, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and Letterboxd as Kasey from 5 to 7, Kasey.
You still have that username?
On TikTok,
That's still your.
I do. Yeah, it's not
that's-
the Kasey Brutalist yet.
I might have to hire Paddington as my lawyer, and we'll go to court, and that'll be the 4th film. Actually,
Oh my
when I
God.
sue you for your username.
Hell yeah. Go for it. And then I'm Baby Genius on TikTok because I used to love watching Baby Geniuses. Great movie.
Wow, deep cut, great movie. Yeah, agree. Good content as well from Kasey. Van, if people want to find more of you, where can they find you at?
I am on pretty much all the major socials: Letterboxd, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Alejandro XPADI on Twitter. I have a link tree on there that has all of my links.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Recommend following as well. All of you guys just, doing the thing for cinema culture. And I appreciate it. We're trying to progress the art. And no thanks to Sophie or Ben for not hosting this episode. I don't know when they'll be back on the pod, to be honest. They've kind of left the reins to me, and we shall see if this pod floats or sinks.
I met Sophie for the first time.
You're doing a great job, Ethan.
Oh, wow. Thanks so much. You met Sophie. Gooch, was this in real life or over the internet?
No, in New York.
Whoa, Sophie spotting.
We were at a movie trivia night at the same bar in New York City.
Okay.
And I was like,
Kissing scenes movie trivia night, huh?
No, they literally did kissing scenes, yeah. Oh.
I know. She texted me and Ben. She sent us a picture.
Yeah, and I was like, I think that's Sophie.
Wow. Did not tell us that she met you, so I don't know what that says about her or you, which is tough. That's bad beat. We'll have to call her out on the next show. Be sure to listen and subscribe to the Movie Draft Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes will be released weekly on Tuesdays. We'll see you then.